The clock hits 5. It's time to close and head to sleep. Oh, what a night. I wonder what you'd think about all of this. The moment you left and I tried to do anything on my own, I realized just how messy it all was. You always made it seem effortless. Like you simply did your part without any other concerns. But I know that's not true anymore. Honey, it was almost like a warning, wasn't it? That vision. I already feel the concern eating away at me. Like my phone will start buzzing at any moment with an angry message from one of the twins. I thought it was for the best, no matter how much they pleaded me to trust them. And I should have faith in my judgment. But what if I've just been too panicky about my enchanting as of late? My mind is one step away from embracing the stress and panic. But I know that I just have to look it in the eye and walk away. Walk away? Who's that? Distantly, I register the ring of a bell. Slowly I get up and walk to the front, praying quietly to the forces. Your sister. Who is that? Some kind of supermodel has entered my store at 5 in the morning. You're Twyla, aren't you? Yes. Hi, Twyla. Hi, Oh, you are cute, aren't you? Wait. You're... Oh, you know me. Your eyes. Oh, Earth, my bags, right? They're bad this morning. I had to get up early and... No. They look familiar. Oh, stars. You're concerningly well acquainted with my brother's eyes, Twyla. You're Lao's sister? And wait, Lao has a sister? That's right. I see you're familiar with my little baby brother. A little too familiar, in fact. How did you know? Oh, don't tell me. You've been like staring into them or something. No, I just... That's a pity. I'd approve of you for sure. I mean, after I got to know you first. Which is what I'm here for, in fact. I'm you. Lao told me of the struggles you've been through lately, and we both agreed some therapy could help you out. Oh, Lao told you about me? I'm a psychologist, and while I don't work under the PRS, I've got a little time on my hands. So I'm here to help, if I can. I may not be the best for this job, but since the PRS won't take your case seriously... Anyway, it's completely up to you, Twyla. What do you think? Would you be comfortable talking to me about what's been going on recently? Horses, a psychologist, just shows up at my door and offers therapy? And I was just in the middle of my whole woe is me thing too. Yes. That sounds really good actually. Wow. Thanks you. Did you wake up at this awful time just for me? I did. And don't say just for me. You're important, Twyla. And not just to my brother. Huh? Okay. How about we go to the back then, and I'll quickly close up here so nobody bothers us. Great. Let's do it. Oh, this is a nice space you have back here. So, how are we feeling this morning, Twyla? I'm actually very drained. I just had a long enchanting session with a couple customers and well, it was a lot. I don't know if I'll be able to speak about things clearly. My mind is kind of a mess. That's totally fine. We'll keep it short then. What happened with these customers you were just talking to? Right, so I try to describe what happened, but I fumble my words and end up describing things in a very roundabout ways. So at the moment you're trying your best not to agonize over this decision you had to make. Yeah, especially because of all the outbursts and everything. I don't wanna... I'm trying not to stress about being emotional as well. Lao keeps saying that, but I understand. Let me just say first that you're doing really well, Twyla. All of this that you're describing to me, on top of your grief, is by no means easy to deal with. You should be proud of your continued efforts to get through this. Thanks. And that concern you mentioned just now, feeling stressed about your emotions running high. We call that the struggle switch, actually. Oh? It's like a thing. Imagine there's a switch on the back of your head, and every time you start feeling grief or stress, the switch turns on, and you start struggling. You start to feel anxious about these emotions, about risking Paeos and so on, which in turn starts to amplify the emotions you are already feeling. And maybe you feel guilty as well about your emotions, and the cycle continues and your spirit just gets busier and busier. Yeah, that's exactly it. Huh. A good tactic is to try and keep this switch off. Try to accept your negative emotions as they come your way and focus on the good in your life, the things that give you meaning and fulfillment. You're right. I was just thinking about how lucky I am to have Lau. And you look out for me. Aw, how sweet. That's good, Twyla. Lau tells me to do the same too, although he focuses more on processing my emotions rationally. With stoicism. Yeah. So he has told you. If it's working for you, then that's good. I'm still unsure. Anyway, on that note, you seem to be agonizing over this decision, despite trying not to. Could you tell me about why this is? Well, you can take your time to think it through. I think it'll help both of us to be aware of what it is that's really worrying you. I'm worried that it was just the wrong choice, you know? Like maybe I was wrong to refuse to help them. What if I just turned away an opportunity to make their lives a bit better? And also... Nothing. Never mind. You sure? If you really don't want to tell me, that's okay, honey. I think about moving past it. A part of me doesn't want to seem weak in front of you. She seems so strong and dependable. Like she's so sure of herself. Like she could never find herself worrying like I do. But I know that can't be true now, don't I? My mum's store means a lot to me. Every small mistake I make here, it feels so much worse. She's worked so hard for all of this, and now? It's already nowhere near what it used to be. Yeah, but it was her dream, not yours. And the fact that you're even continuing it would mean a lot to her, really. So you're not letting her down in any way. For all she knows, it could have just ended there. Could have just closed up shop. I just can't help but feel every time I mess up, it could be my last chance. I see. I see why that's hard to talk about, Twyla. Bosses know that's not easy to deal with. How do you feel when you talk about it? Okay. A bit better, actually. That's good. We're getting somewhere. Do you think your mistakes are as bad in reality as they are in your head? I really don't know. That's the thing, I've no idea how these enchantments have been turning out. I've tried to follow up with my customers and so far it's like none of them have even been working. I just don't understand what's going on. That's tough. So what I'm understanding is it's a waiting game at the moment for you. Is that right? I guess. Yeah. Twyla, again, it seems to me like you're doing all you can for now. I'm proud of you. You and Lau are quite alike, actually. You're both striving to do so much more and beating yourself up for not being able to. Instead of feeling happy about what you are able to do, When you say it like that, I guess you're right, you. Oh, it's almost 6. You should be getting to sleep. No, Twyla? With your U-tuning and all? Yeah, I wish I could chat for longer, but I really am tired. Of course, that's okay. Let's end things here for now. I'm feeling very good about you though, Twyla. You're a smart girl, you know? It's not a sign of weakness to question your past decisions. It's something all good decision makers do. I just want you to remember, this decision that was forced on you earlier this morning, you clearly did not rush into it. You spent time thinking through the pros and cons you struggled through. You should respect all the struggles you did. You did your best. She's right. I do this a lot, don't I? It's like I trust the me now so much more than the me back then. Thank you, you. No problem. I'm happy to help you, Twyla. You're welcome over to our place whenever, you know. Lars told me about how you're always locking yourself up in this store. Oh, you and Lau live together? Yep. Although sometimes it feels like I'm a manager at a hotel. The kid is never at home. Always busy running around the country. Sorry, you. I'll try to take up less of his time. Nah, don't stress. You're okay. That's just how he is. I'm just worried it'll all catch up to him someday. And he really needs a social life. If we're able to get your outburst sorted anytime soon, not that there's any rush, of course, you should totally take him out sometime. Me? Mm-hmm. He needs a friend, Twyla. Oh, of course, yeah, sure. I'll make sure he doesn't even think about Paeos. Yeah, a friend. That's all Twyla wants out of this guy. Yep. Wink, wink. He could use a girlfriend too. So could I, actually. Oh. Oh, me and my mouth. It's already 6. You need to head off to bed, Twyla. Sleep in a bit. An extra hour or 2 won't hurt anyone. I'll try to, you. Thanks again. Ooh. Wink, wink, that's it. Girlfriend, I will. We say our goodbyes and you leaves. Horses, I can't believe she's Lau's sister. If it weren't for those pale blue eyes, I could never tell. As I get ready for bed, I think over everything discussed. I feel better, but also confused. And a bit anxious for another big day tomorrow, with a new, fresh set of unpredictable customers. I remember the struggle switch. Well, hello anxiety. I'm accepting your presence, and will now go to sleep peacefully, thinking of pleasant things instead. Sound asleep, my mind drifts endlessly, desperately trying to process the whirlwind that's been the past few weeks. Along the way, I drift across an agonizingly familiar junction. Once more, between the hallways of my wandering mind, a light flickers on. Aww. Testing. Testing. Hello, Zenoa. This is Twyla, coming live from East Seneca. I'm talking to Hila Lanning, an uncle right now. Uncle? Uncle? You can't call me uncle on TV. Why not? It's my show. You have to be professional to her. Say mister. Oh, How do you feel about the Twilight Jeweler, Mr. Uncle? Mr. Uncle is very proud, Twyla. I can't believe my little sister has been able to achieve so much all on her own. With no one helping her at all. Excuse me, I've heard your little sister has a very helpful daughter. Have you now? Oh yes, I suppose she helps out here and there too. Now, to the Twilight Jeweler herself. How do you feel about being the world's best jeweler ever? Oh, I don't know about that. Boo, boring. More confidence, please. Right, Miss Reporter? Yeah, more confidence, more confidence. Okay, here I go. It's just amazing being able to make jewelry for everyone in East Seneca. And so many of my customers visit from all over the country too. I wonder if I've become a little famous. Wouldn't that be something? I don't know anyone in the family who's ever been famous. But Mummy, I'm on the news. Don't you worry, Dua. You'll be far greater than little old me someday. Aww. A loud knocking breaks me out of my reverie. Ugh, what's the time? 9? It's barely been 3 hours. I'm tempted to sink back into sleep, but I already know I won't be able to find myself back in that dream. How could I just leave? Mom? I start getting ready slowly until... Was that the bell? No, it can't be. The door should be locked. Horses, what's going on? Is it my uncle? I hurriedly get dressed and head downstairs, but I could never anticipate what I'd see there. What the frick is that? What is that? Winds howl violently and the rain plummets down. I stand at a distance from the thing, my legs shaking, heart pounding, until I realize suddenly what it is. A Paeos Demon. It's actually a flaring Paeos Demon inside my store of all places. How under the forces? At least I know this is my doing now. It's just another manifestation of my Paeos. Just another catastrophic result of my Paeos, and the forces interacting in some strangely terrible way. You barely even hear about this happening in the news. Why me? Seriously, why can I never get a break? It's just one thing after the next. That's right. There's no use even trying to make do with your pitiful life. What a creep. Occasionally, us beings of the forces simply find it pleasurable to torment such a sad and sickly spirit like yours. It is woefully entertaining. The stars too, Twyla. Oh, and they are so much worse than us. They have not charted a single future for you that is worth living. It is truly despicable. I know this all too well. They are my neighbors, after all. Its neighbors? The flaring thing has neighbors? That's right. It's a demon of the skies. Of all things, what comes to mind in this critical moment is the old nursery rhyme. Demon, demon of the skies. All it knows are tricks and lies. I still myself and slowly approach the counter. Perhaps those were the perfect words to come to mind. There must be some truth to them if they stood the test of time. Nursery rhyme or not. Besides, I am the daughter of the Twilight Jeweler herself, remember? This thing is imposing on the one place I'm in charge of protecting. I take my seat as usual. There's no way I'm letting it get the better of me. See through the lies. The demon is fueled by my Paeos. That's why it's provoking me. I need to keep my spirit at peace. Well, I never was one to believe my future could be found in the stars. But regardless, there's no chance this demon could know such a thing. Haha, you think I couldn't know what the stars have ordained for you? What do you want? I don't suppose you're here for a piece of jewelry. From you? No chance. Perhaps if your mother were here. But of course, you don't even shine a light on her talents. I know I don't. So what? I guess you're still under the illusion then, aren't you? That what you are doing even has a morsel of value. Enchanting jewelry? Even the finest comedians could not write jokes more ludicrous than your existence. And yet, you are spurred on by the jesters around you into believing what little you do matters. Your feeble mind gobbles up their attempts at placating you. You hungrily devour their flattery. like a glutton for validation. I'll happily believe them over a demon known for its deceit. Deceit, you say? Ah, I'd long forgotten the folly of humanity. An old spirit like mine. In the realm of forces, us being of the skies are known for our ability to clear one's understanding of their self. You humans have purposefully misconstrued our nature. Such is the extent of which you fear the truth. Bah! Your folly must be contagious. I should not even attempt to explain such a concept to one of your intellect. Those from whom you seek flattery, on the other hand, their knowledge speaks for itself. They would keenly embrace my words. No chance I'm believing you. You need only ask him, that sporadic shadow of a parental figure that is your uncle. What? Or perhaps that boy you desperately crave the attention of. Lau? You know who I'm speaking of, no? The handsome one that treats you like a patient instead of a friend. Yet your naive and lovelorn mind yearns for as much as romance. No. Despite myself, my breathing quickens. They're lies. Tricks and lies, remember. Right? Even a weak mind such as yours is capable of self-awareness. And yet you balk at the truth so fervently. How intriguing. I'm not balking. Everything you say is a lie. But the words have already settled in my mind. The one that treats you like a patient instead of a friend. It could be true, no? Of course, sweet little Twyla. By all means, continue to elude yourself. You've never made a mistake in your life, precious. Not even last night when conversing with that devilish duo. Oh, and this enchanting practice of yours too. Why, it is flawless. Nothing wrong could ever transpire from it. It could not possibly lead to the destroying of your poor mother's legacy. My stomach nuts up. If these are all lies, then why can't I prove it? All the Paeos my spirit could desire from such a weak mind. What flawed creatures you are. I have no hope against it like this. It's feeding all this confusion, all these mixed feelings. Could it really be true? Any of what it says? There might be some truth in its words. After all, it was humans that wrote history and nursery rhymes. Don't focus on the demon, Twyla. Focus on yourself. Either way, there is a truth that will help ease all this pent-up emotion within me, hopefully. You clearly crave the attention of the white-haired boy, do you not? Fine. I accept it. I do crave Lau's attention. I don't know whether I should or not. Whether it's a good thing, but I do. It's to be expected. He came when I needed someone most, after all. No, it's more than that. I just know. It's only been a couple weeks, but I know. I feel a connection with him. I know him. In some way, big or small, he's just like me. I want to cherish him. As a friend, or however else I can. I'm not ashamed to say it. I muster my resolve and glare at the demon. Perhaps you are slightly less foolish than I presumed. But only slightly, of that I've no doubt. I cannot fathom that you would accept how pitiful this discipline is of yours. Enchanting jewelry is a worthless pursuit. Accept it, weakling! No. Enchanting jewelry is not a worthless discipline. I don't know if my work will show results. I don't know if it even works, but if it does, and if I keep improving my skills, then someday I can change lives. I can help people, even if just in some small way. Move towards a brighter, happier future for them and their loved ones. Maybe it won't always work. Maybe my efforts will backfire here and there. But what? But? Keep writing your own little fate. I'm in no rush. But nothing. That's just a truth I have to accept. Nothing works 100% of the time. My services won't work for everyone, and that's fine. But when it does, I will ensure it is worth all the hardship. So foolish, yet she believes it. Only a human could wear such a stupidly obvious grin. No matter. There is no chance you believe the decision you've made last night to refuse enchanting the jewelry of those twins. You cannot possibly think that was a wise choice. No, my choice was as wise as any other. I struggled through to ensure I understood the situation in full, and made a choice. There was nothing more I could do. Whether refusing to enchant their peace causes joy or grief, I can't rightly accept that I made a wrong choice in that moment. What now, demon? Any more questions for my feeble human mind? Fool, do not think for one moment that the skies are done with you. You would be wise to fear the forces. Anyhow, I've gargled enough for the morning. It snarls, and I feel a sneering pain in my temple. Suddenly, I'm barely able to stand up straight. Sometime later, I become aware of the lightness in my head, and the feeling of cold wood against my face. What happened? Well, whatever it was, at least that thing is gone, I think. Yet again, I stumble towards the back to lie down. I'm only able to rest for a few minutes until I hear the bell ring once more. Again, I just opened. Why is everyone so flaring eager today, out of all days? Instinctively, I pray to the forces that this customer is a pleasant reprieve from everything that's going on. And then remember that I actually hate the forces now, or maybe just the skies? I pray to whoever will listen for whatever luck that will come.